Hello and welcome to SULKNATIONtv. In this episode, I'm going to be installing an ULTRAGAUGE into my R53 Mini Cooper S. Now, the only real variable to having an ULTRAGAUGE is the car that you own. If you've got a car that has an ODB2 port, then most likely you're going to be able to use an ULTRAGAUGE, which is great, because if you want access to reams and reams of information that you can't really get from your normal clocks and gauges inside the car, you've got the option to do that with an ULTRAGAUGE. The ULTRAGAUGE provides all of the information I think anybody, even the most nerdy of people, could ever need or want. I only need several different types of information whenever I drive my Mini Cooper S, because I don't want to take the enjoyment out of it by getting sort of, too nerdy and in-depth with miles per gallon, which I can already see anyway, and that sort of stuff. I want the cool stuff. I want to see stuff that is either massively important or just quite cool. Now, I have my ULTRAGAUGE set up for miles per hour, intake air temperature in degrees Celsius, foot-pounds of torque, and brake horsepower. Now, the brake horsepower and the foot-pounds of torque, I just want to see what this car's putting out at different rev ranges and different gears. That's just something that I'm interested in. The thing that I want to know more than anything else, having a car that runs hot, are my IATs, my intake air temperatures, and the ULTRAGAUGE gives me the absolute power to do that. I can do it in Fahrenheit, I can do it in degrees Celsius, I can do it from a different position of whatever. There's so many different things you can do from it. So having that information there is excellent. And the miles per hour, it's going to be nice to see whether the ULTRAGAUGE is more accurate, which it should be, than my Speedo. But also, I've got quite big hands, and sometimes my hand position on the steering wheel means that I can't actually see the Speedo. So then I have to move my hand to a less comfortable position and go, oh yeah. And then move my hand back there, because inevitably I'm breaking the speed limit, which isn't a good thing to do. Don't do as I do, people. Just do as I say. Drive within your limits. Drive within the confines of the law. Please. Please. Back to the ULTRAGAUGE. Now, I ordered my ULTRAGAUGE, which is a version 1.4, from Orange, which are a mini retailer. They're very, very good. And Ollie at Orange, as always, excellent customer service. And also, cheeky bag of Haribo inside the box, so that's always a nice thing to open. When setting up your ULTRAGAUGE, find the location you want to put it, make sure that you leave yourself enough cable, and then turn the key in the ignition to the step before you turn the engine over. So you turn it up, before you click it on to start the engine, leave it in that position. Then plug the ODB connector into your ODB2 port and it'll power on. It'll say scanning. It'll scan to make sure it knows what car or ECU it's reading from. And after that, it'll tell you how many gauges that you can see. And then after that, you can start messing around with setup. Now, setting it up, it seems like it could be quite an imposing thing to do. I mean, having 63 pages as an installation guide for something so small, I mean, it does seem a bit imposing, but it isn't. All you need to do is just watch the video I've done. Yeah, all right, it's not the most complex video in the world and it doesn't tell you how to do everything, but to set up the ULTRAGAUGE initially, it's quite easy. Just watch that video that's inside this video. Oh, is that a bit Inception, isn't it? Oh, maybe Christopher Nolan's directing this episode of SULKNATIONtv. He isn't, nobody is, not even me. But anyway, have a little check out of how to sort of navigate through. You've got 3 buttons to pick from. It's not hard. And then enjoy the ULTRAGAUGE. Enjoy it all the way. Enjoy it all the way to the bank. So as you can see, it's pretty simple to use. 3 buttons, that's what you've got to worry about. If, like me, you just want to set up that one screen with 4 gauges on, it's easy to do. It's not difficult to do. But it's all going to depend on you, what your needs are as a driver, what information you want to see. It's also going to be what your car is capable of and what things that the car needs you to see to make it better. If you're very much into finding out about the minutiae of details to do with fuel consumption, or, you know, every single aspect of temperature, engine bay temperature, ambient temperatures, you've got those options to pick from. But if you want to sort of skim read through the 63 pages of information within the installation guide, then hopefully my video kind of backs up that attitude towards it. Yeah, if I want to know more, I'll set it up to give me more information. But at this moment in time, with its initial setup, I want 4 gauges. I've got 4 gauges. The 4 gauges I want the information on, I've got set up. I've got those 4 gauges. It's that easy. Is there more to it than that? Yes. Do I need more information than that at the moment? No. If you're setting up your ULTRAGAUGE, do you need more information than what I've given you? Probably not. Just enjoy it. Buy one and go, this is quite cool, and enjoy it. That's all you need to worry about. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, then please subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and of course, leave me a thumbs up and maybe a comment. And until the next time, I've been me, you've been you, and well done for that.